great. So we got to super hurry. All right. So let's go ahead and go over our packet. Okay, you have your packet. Everybody has one. Everybody was here yesterday. Okay. All right. So you have the front cover. On the front cover, on the bottom right-hand side, you have your name. And you're going to decorate the front cover of your nail journal however you choose. Take that page and flip it to the back. Flip it like a book. On the left side, you made a pocket with a half sheet. Okay? That pocket is to save things as we go. The next sheet, okay, which I don't think had time to do, so we have to quickly do. Go ahead on the bottom right-hand corner of whatever color sheet you choose, label it page 1. On the bottom right-hand corner, label it page 1. Oh, we didn't glue it again. Good. Okay. And then we're labeling our diagram. Okay. Turn that page over. And then on the bottom left-hand corner, label it page 2. Turn the page over, and on the bottom left-hand corner, label it page 2. Bottom left-hand corner, label it page 2. The next sheets that we're going to be gluing on are the growth of the nail. So from your packet, the next 2 sheets, the first sheet has a growth of the nail, and then the next sheet has the cuticle and the proximal nail fold diagram, an example of hangnails, and the steps of how to push the cuticle back. So while I do announcements, if you don't mind, go ahead and cut these 2 pages, cut the 4 pictures off of the next 2 pages, and then glue them on page 2. So I'm going to leave this here. To this page, you can make whatever notes you choose to. Okay? Here we have our different growths of the nail. Your fingers match 1 or more of these. Your neighbor, every client will fall into one of these. Okay. This diagram here shows you that not everybody, yes, everybody has nails, but not everybody has the same kind of nails. So yes, you're doing a manicure, same procedure on everybody, but the way I do file her nails will be different as I file her nails. It's different as I file hers or his or who or whoever, because everybody's nails are different. So just by looking, this concave, where the fingernails grow out and up, and this convex, where the fingers go out and down, would you file them the same? No. You can't. Because what you file on top is going to hurt this one, and when you file on top, you're not, because it's going downward. So you got to treat them different. When you're laying down acrylic, would you lay down the same? No, because in the middle you got a gap to fill on the middle bottom, and here a gap to fill on the top part of it. Okay? Keeping that in mind. Everybody's nails are different. The nail walls we just talked about, like this one, the acorn, her nail walls are this way. So her nails grow out in like a Y. Okay? Some people's nail walls are straight, and their nails grow this direction. Some nail walls are this way, and their nails grow pointy. So your angle of your files will change according to your clients. Okay? Questions on that? All right, moving right along. Let's take a look at our cuticle and proximal nail fold little diagram there. It's very hard to see, but here you can see where the cuticle line is, and then the proximal nail fold. You do not cut the proximal nail fold. You cut the cuticle, okay? In school, you're not allowed to cut the cuticle. You can push the cuticle back, but we don't cut it. We don't use these nippers, okay? I'll teach you how to use them so you in life know how to use them, and if you decide to work in a salon, you know how to use them, but we don't use them in school, okay? You're so nervous that when you're working on a client, you can cut them and then hello blood, and we want to avoid that. Okay? Cuticles. You use 2 things on cuticles. You use cuticle softener, okay? Or you use cuticle remover. Let me tell you the difference between cuticle remover and cuticle softener. Okay, it's in the name. One literally disintegrates the cuticle and it just removes cuticle, and one just softens it enough to make it pliable so you can push it back. You don't use both of them in one service. You pick one or the other. Does she have pretty flexible cuticles? So I'm going to use the softener because I don't need help. Okay? She didn't have a lot of cuticles, this one. She's me and she's got tough cuticles and a lot, and they're really stuck on there. They're super sticky. I need help, so I need the remover. The remover is more acidic, so what it's going to do is as you put it on the cuticle, it's going to start to disintegrate the skin, and it's going to pretty much fall off on its own. You just push it back and wipe it off and you're done. The softener won't do that. You're going to have to push a little harder or cut. Okay? Those are the two. Cool? So you have your cuticle, softener, remover, cuticle oil. There's 2, 3 or so types where bottles that you will find remover or cuticle oil in. And I'm going to borrow y'all's bottle here really fast. I'm going to borrow the little round bottle, please. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you. All right, so here you have these 3. Let's see. Okay? Let's see. Cuticle oil, same thing. Different colors, different brands, but same thing. Okay? All right, so once you take the cuticles off, okay, you just cut the jeans per se. You didn't hem them. You don't put cuticle oil on, or you don't send your client home with cuticle oil and tell them to put it on twice a day. So they don't. They wash their hands, they wash dishes, they're touching stuff, fingers in the mouth, whatever. It's fine. They don't use any cuticle oil. They don't hem their skin. Okay? So in a few days to a week, this is the way it'll look like. Because it's dry, our cuticles are dry, you just cut the cuticle area, but there's no hemming of the jeans per se. Okay? And then once they see a little bit of skin, then they start peeling it, and then they get infected or just red. Your hands are always wet, so it takes longer to heal. That's why when you do scars or something, or whenever you get cuts and bruises, it takes longer for your hands, and usually have more scars on hands than anywhere else in the body, because they're always wet. Okay? So you always have to make sure you send your client home with some cuticle oil. Cuticle oil needs to be put on twice a day. In the morning, start your day, and at night, so when you're sleeping, it kind of like soaks into your body. Okay? Without interruption. All right, you have this kind of bottle that has a big mouth to it. These are not good because it's easy to spill. With these, you take a cotton round, you flip it over, and then you have your product on your cotton round. Okay? I don't like these bottles, but we have them. These bottles are good. That's typically how they sell them. And you literally take the product and you brush it on the client. These are good. Super easy. You don't need the time. But if I cut someone and they're bleeding, now you can see that's kind of gross. Although this particular product does not harvest bacteria, that doesn't mean that the bacteria's not in there. Okay? So keep that in mind. I don't like these. These here are the best because it's a little spout. You pour it out. As long as you don't touch this to the skin, you're fine. You can use a Q-tip, you can use a cotton round, you can just pour it, put it on your hands, whatever, you're done. These are the best, okay? And they're easy. So those are the kinds of bottles for cuticle oil. Cuticle oil, okay, needs to be put on twice a day after your service. So let's say Azalea comes and I do her manicure, and I say, okay, Azalea, let's go check out. Here's some cuticle oil you need to buy. Let's go check out. And she's like, I'm going to buy cuticle oil. She's trying to make money off of me, trying to sell me a product. You know how they do? Right? She's not going to buy it. One, you're not going to make a commission off of it because when you sell a product in a salon, you get 10% commission from it. So if something's $100, you get $10 for it. Okay, so it's $10, you get $1 for selling it. But two, and most importantly, I'm not teaching her how to take care of her nails. So she doesn't take the cuticle oil. She's like, no thanks. I'm like, okay, bye. See you next time. Maybe she'll come back the second time, but the third or fourth time, when she notices that her cuticles end up like this, is she going to come back? No, she's like, man, whatever she does, she messes up my cuticles. I'm not going back. You just lost a client, right? And you didn't get to sell the product. But instead of telling her that way, say, okay, Azalea, let's go ahead and check out while you're walking her over to the checkout counter, or maybe while she's still in your chair massaging. Would you like to get some cuticle oil, or do you have any at home? Yes or no? Okay. If you have some, great. We want to make, or if not, we have some here if you like, or make sure to pick some up on your way home. I want to make sure, since we just cut your cuticles, I want to make sure that you put cuticle oil on your nails twice a day. Okay? That way, you hem your skin, keep it moisturized and conditioned, and so that way your cuticles are nourished and they grow well. Okay? You want to make sure to keep them moisturized, because if not, in a couple days, in a few weeks, this is what your nails are going to look like. You're going to get hangnails, and your nails are not going to look nice. Okay? Do you have some at home? Yes. Okay, don't forget. Do you not have some? Stop by the store and grab some, or we have some here if you like to purchase the kind we have. Okay, let's go ahead and check out. Have a good day. Bye. And if she doesn't buy it, she at least knows why you're trying to sell her the product, not just, here's the product, buy it, I need money, right? When she sees her fingers later like this, she's going to say, oh, okay. She taught me something. And then that's when your reputation comes out, and then she's like, oh yeah, I want to go to her because she knows what she's talking about. Okay? So that's why you want to make sure your clients have cuticle oil on their nails, cuticle oil on their cuticles twice a day. Okay? So maybe you want to write that down. What's the difference between cuticle oil? Third period. Oh my gosh, I said this so many times all day. What's the difference between cuticle remover and cuticle softener? What's the difference? And then maybe you want to write down how many times a day should your client wear cuticle or use cuticle oil, and why. And whatever other notes you want to put down, they're your notes, so you take whatever notes you like. All right. Let's look at the bottom picture here. This bottom picture here shows the steps of how to remove cuticles. First, you apply the cuticle remover or softener. Then you either use a wooden or a metal pusher to push the cuticles back. Once you remove that, then you use cuticle oil. Very important. Any questions on that? All right, let's go ahead and push this to the side. We are done with our papers. Let's go ahead and load up our tabletop. Let's make sure we have everything we need. We have a paper towel down. Okay. We have our cuticle remover or cuticle softener. You have your cotton ball. Okay, you have your cuticle softener or remover. You have your cotton ball. You have, if you have it, you have your nail clipper. You have your nail file, your emery board. Then you have, if you have them, your metal pushers, and if you don't have them, you have your wooden pusher. We don't use it in school, but to teach you, the next step would be your cuticle nippers. And then you have your buffer. Okay. Go ahead and lay out your tabletop like so, nice and professional. Make sure to take a picture of your layout so you know for next time what goes where. Some of you do have to share your cuticle oil or your removers, so just you can put that in the middle of the two of you. On your table, you also have a Ziploc baggie. So go ahead and take the Sharpie that's on your table, and you're going to put your name on your Ziploc baggie. Your extra cotton from your cotton ball, your disposable items are going to go in this baggie since you're using them on yourself, and then you can put that in your cubby, and then that way tomorrow you can you already have your stuff. Okay. Everybody's got your table set up. Everybody's taking a picture. Everybody's got nice, neat, and professional. Everybody put your name on your Ziploc baggie so you can put your stuff there for tomorrow. You just grab it and you've already got what you need. The very last thing that you have is your cuticle oil. that some of you guys might need to share. When you're doing a table setup for your client, which should be done before your client is here, not while your client is following you around while you're picking up your stuff, okay? You can lay out your supplies in the order that you need to. Or you can have a little box container, kind of like the one that Maggie has out there, and you can put your stuff in there, okay? But if you're the kind that you get nervous and you forget, just lay your stuff out. That way when you're working, you just work in that order, okay? All right, so we're gonna do our own hand, okay? So the first thing that you want to start with is open up your, I got marker on me, sorry. Open up your softener or your remover. Unravel your cotton ball. Find the edge. Take a little piece of cotton out.
Which one is used?
No, they're new. Why? Is yours wet?
No.
Oh, no. They're new cotton balls. I mean, if you got them from that bag, they should be new. Okay, so you're going to squirt out a little bit of remover onto your cotton ball. A little bit of remover onto your cotton ball. You're going to dip your finger into the cotton ball remover and you're going to dab some remover onto your cuticle area of each finger. Once you dab a little bit of cuticle remover on each of your fingers, you're going to massage.
9:30, ADA attendance.
You're going to massage the cuticle remover, the cuticle softener into the cuticles using your fingers to really push them in. Push them in, massage them in, get into the nail grooves, the side walls, get into that cuticle. And you've got to give it time to work. It's not a miracle product. It doesn't just start working just because you put it on. You got to give it time to settle in, do its job. While the remover is on there doing its job, you then, and not everybody has it today, but you then take your nip or your clipper, your nail clipper, and begin to clip the nails. Now, I want you to picture this. Fingers sideways. I take my nail clipper, I just push the blade in, and I close it. Without angling it, without looking. What's going to happen to the hyponychium? You're going to cut it. If you have your clipper, go ahead and put it in. Don't nip, just hold it and put it in underneath the nail and push inward. Can you feel it? You can feel it in that hyponychium. Imagine if they just stick it, because if you look at the round of your fingernail and the round of this blade, they don't match. Imagine if they just stuck it in there and closed it without measuring and pulling back and really tucking that blade only under the nail tip, the free edge. Okay? So that's what you always want to keep in mind. The small clippers are for the fingers. There's bigger clippers, the really big ones, those are for the feet. The reason why is that your toenails are wider than your fingernails. So imagine having a big toe and then cutting with this small blade. You can bend, crack, and damage the nail and hurt your client if you're not careful. That's why there's one for either or, okay? While after you clip your nails, then you're gonna use your file. Grab your emery board. This emery board has two colors. You got your orange and your white. Some are orange and orange, it depends on the brand. And if you feel the grit means the roughness on the file. They're both pretty much the same. Pretty much what it is, it's sandpaper. Okay, that's all it is. So hold your emery board, your nail file, on one edge like so. The entire length of the file to file your nails. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to work as a professional. We do not, on natural nails, we do not do this. You shouldn't hear that. Points off for state board if you do that. You want to hold it on the edge, and you're going to go from one corner to the middle. Other side, big slide, 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 slide. Back and forth. You don't want to seesaw. You don't want to go back and forth quickly. you using the whole length of the file will get done filing faster and work less by using the tool to your advantage. People will grab the file like this and then they'll be like this. No, that's not that grandma, that's the grandma way. The professional way, hold it on the end and go over. Acrylic nails, that's different service. Natural nails, it's one end, corner to the middle, corner to the middle. We'll work on shapes later, but that's how you hold and that's how you use. Okay? So once you file your nails on the edge, then put your nail file along the wall. And you're going to make it parallel and you're going to file down like so. And just file down. Now remember, some people have the acorn, some people's nail walls are different. So how you hold the nail file and like let's say they're parallel, right? You start here, watch my file. What if my file does this? Am I changing the shape of her nail growth? Yes. Yeah. So you have to control your file. Okay? Okay, moving on. What we're going to do now is we are going to push the cuticle back now. So after we have cut the nail and the cuticles are soaking, we're going to go ahead and file, which we've done, okay, using the full length of our emery board nail file. We're going to go ahead and push the cuticle back. Now if you have your metal pushers, you can use the metal ones, and if not, you have your orange wood stick. You're going to gently push back, holding the emery board at a 45-degree angle. So if your nail is here, flat, like the ground and the ceiling, you hold your pusher at a 45-degree angle and then push back gently. Okay? If you have your wooden one, use a flat piece. If you have your metal one, then use the metal end, the flat end of the metal pusher. Or you also have one that's round. You can use that one as well. Either one is fine. The one that I got in y'all's kit, the round one is pretty wide. So if your client has thin nails, be careful so you don't hurt her. These work on the toes as well. Some of these have points on the end. You can get under the nails and you can get on the nail grooves or walls with these. They are pointy. Be careful. If you just touch that point, it's a sharp knife. So please be careful and don't poke your client because it does hurt. Especially when you're cleaning under the nail, you don't want to poke that at hyponychium because that would hurt. Okay? So they're delivering the products. It's a bunch of boxes. So when you push the cuticle back, because of the cuticle softener remover, you'll notice that it's really pushing back quite easy. You don't really have to push as much. The longer the remover sits on there, the easier it's going to be for that skin to get pushed back. Then what you want to do is you want to take a piece of cotton and then you're just going to wipe off, swivel back and forth, and you're going to wipe off the excess cuticles. And you're done. Should you have to cut the cuticle? Fine. Not in school, but you can. Cut the cuticle, not the proximal nail fold, not the skin. These cuticle nippers, you have to connect the little piece right here because sometimes they come undone. They're like scissors. You open and close, open and close. Do not close and pull. What happens if you close and pull? You're going to rip the skin, literally rip the skin, so you got to be careful. Okay, super ran out of time. I don't want to make you too crazy late. After this, you buff the nail and add some oil. We will do this again tomorrow. Please, in your Ziploc baggie, put all of your metal or your disposable implements so that tomorrow you have everything ready and ready to set up really quickly. Leave the products on the tabletop. Throw your used cotton balls away and your used paper towel. Any extra cotton goes in your Ziploc baggie so you can use it tomorrow.